Yeah, I want to bring up your article as well, Abhijit, because I really want people to go take a look at it. I'm not going to bring up everything that's in the article because I do want people to go and read it. But at the same time, so this is what it's called. The Kashmir Files has left genocide deniers nowhere to run and hide. And it is in the article, you do mention, you know, the act of genocide denial by a lot of these people. And I do want to focus on it a little bit because agar aap dekho Europe mein, to, genocide denial is looked upon so harshly. वहां पर तो illegal है. I don't think it should be illegal, but it is looked upon very harshly, right? अगर आप आर्मीनियन जेनोसाइड को भी देखो, जो लोग उसको डिनाई करते हैं, those people are looked upon very very harshly by
Correct.
liberals in Europe and the West in general. But India may, this is exactly what has happened. You mentioned that line that everybody keeps parroting over and over and over again. कि अरे यार FIR देखो ना, only 89 people were killed. And I want you to talk about a little bit about that particular line. Okay? Only 89 people were killed. How is this a genocide?
Right. 89 people were not killed, only 89 FIRs were filed. Okay. Now, there is a place called the Kashmiri Pandit Sangharsh Samiti. They represent the Kashmiris who stayed back, the 5 or 10 Kashmiris who stayed back, and they are in extreme stress. So they've actually put out a tweet against the movie saying, this movie has put us in danger. That itself should tell you what the Kashmiri people are like.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I'm sending you this thing. I'm sending this to you on the group. Just put it up,
Okay.
Shamba. Yeah, these are the 2 photos of what he's tweeted out.
Okay.
1 second. I will. Oh, ye kahan gaya? 1 second.
Okay, I see one of them.
No. 1 second. No, not that. That was, don't put that up yet. That was the direct one. Don't tell Kushal also that I sent that to you.
Okay.
But मैंने तेरे को WhatsApp पे भेजा है, देख.
अच्छा, WhatsApp पे भेजा है. Let me, अरे यार WhatsApp पे मैं कैसे?
Oh, ठीक है. 1 second.
Twitter पे डालना. Twitter पे it's easier for me to share.
हाँ. Twitter DM पे मैं तेरे को भेज रहा हूँ. 1 second. Tweet number 1.
Yeah.
And tweet number 2.
Okay. Let me see. Okay.
Put it up.
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now. So this one, right?
Now go to the next one.
Okay, let me pull that one up as well. 1 second. This one? Okay.
Kashmiri Files makes resident Kashmiri Pandits unsafe.
Yeah.
Understand they are being threatened even now.
Yeah.
ये इस जमात की औकात है.
यार अभी भी तो the MLAs that got killed, वो तो अभी तो मारे गए हैं ना, जो councillors मारे गए हैं.
हाँ, वो तो अभी मारे गए हैं.
Yeah.
They killed those pandits even 6 months back, no, in October or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are shitting their pants because they are like, now these buggers are going to come kill us, and if they do kill, it only proves what everything that Vivek Agnihotri is saying is right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it is the same Kashmiri Pandit Sangharsh Samiti that has documented 1,200 plus people who went missing, whose families could not go report to the police. Because this is like saying, in World War II, when the SS officer came to pick me up from my house, he shot my daughter. Yeah. And then you say, what is the proof? You never filed an FIR. Kaha? She was meant to go to the SS station and file the FIR with the guys. Because remember, the police were complicit. The Jammu and Kashmir police were completely complicit in it. Kashmiri bureaucrats had signed a thing saying India cannot, Kashmir can no longer be part of India and we want to join. And none of them were sacked.
Yeah.
None of the Kashmir police were sacked. Okay. There are documented instances where Kashmir police were sitting by or assisting the militants in killing.
Yeah.
So when Vivek Agnihotri shows that thing, those Air Force officers gunned down, that actually happened. The police used to refuse to come out and even hold these guys. They'd see them running away, they won't stop them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly true. And, there's a line in your article that I really connected with. It says, there's 2 kinds of genocide that has happened, or there are two kinds of killings that have happened. There's obviously the physical genocide where you've murdered thousands of people and displaced hundreds of thousands of people outside of their ancestral homeland. The other one is also that they've been threatened, betrayed, tortured, and killed. You see the state collapse and the rump state in league with those who wanted to kill you, to be unable to file an FIR for fear that the police will hand you over to be killed, like the Palghar sadhus we saw on video, to be made to live off a mere 600 a month while your killers were given 1.5 to 2 lakh for surrendering, to have your academics then whitewash your story, your prime minister talk peace with your murderer, your TV channels declare them as youth icons, your industrialists schmooze them, and then to be accused of being a hate-filled bigot if you ever open your mouth about all these atrocities.
Yeah.
I want people to just think about that because that's fucking wild. That's fucking wild.
And this, the state made you do this. With the Armenian genocide and the Jewish genocide, they were at least allowed to talk about it. Here, if you talked about it, there were secondary consequences.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because the government wanted to go all out to protect anything that it had to do with this situation getting to where it was.
Yeah.
Right? So there's nothing. And mind you, the BJP hasn't exactly covered itself in glory during this entire period. Huh? At least the redeeming factor is that no BJP Prime Minister ever invited Yassin Malik into the PMO and shook hands with him.
Yeah.
Okay, no, and the BJP has, in a large sense, atoned for what it did by allowing this movie and promoting this movie.
And that abrogating 370.
Least, and abrogating 370. Okay, so unka jo प्रायश्चित करना था उन्होंने कर लिया. When is Anand Mahindra going to come up and apologize?
Yeah. Apparently, he's still Aditya Raj call is still blocked by him.
No, he's unblocked him now.
Right?
He's unblocked him, but Anand Mahindra has never apologized.
Yeah.
India Today has never apologized for calling that bastard a youth icon.
Yeah.
Right? And mind you, he killed Air Force officers.
Yeah.
So Anand Mahindra and India Today support the killing of Air Force officers.
Yeah.
Neither of them has apologized.
Yeah.
Neither of them has even said they're going to buy tickets as a TK. If you don't want to apologize openly, but then say something like, we are going to buy tickets to our employees for them to go watch Kashmir Files.
Yeah. You have to, like Kushal, honestly think about that level of trauma where you have been gaslit for the past 30 plus years into thinking कि आपके साथ कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, despite what you've seen with your own eyes. Like that level of gaslighting, I have no idea what it does to your brain.
Well, I think certain communities in India can actually relate to this.
Of course,
the
yeah.
Sindhi community can, Bengalis and Punjabi community can relate to it because they know the trauma of leaving their houses and homes and
the Malabar Hindus
coming back with nothing and standing.
Yeah.
Basically coming back and restarting their life from scratch. I think even Amit Thadani wrote a beautiful review of the movie Kashmir Files, and he wrote it from a Sindhi perspective.
Yeah.
Now in my case, half of my family was in the Indian Punjab and some part of my family was in the Pakistani Punjab. But the point is, like, I know a friend of mine, he's a Sardar, and he has stated how just a day before everything is fine, and then one fine day some people come and warn them that you're going to be, there's a mob coming to kill you, whatever you can garner, you garner, and just run away. And he told me the story one night we were at his house for dinner, and how we managed to gather everything together, and we just freaking left with whatever we could have. And it's so funny. I think everybody was just digging holes and putting their jewelry there, hoping that when they come back, they'll come back to Pakistan and they'll somehow get their jewelry. But obviously, it never happened. And so it's not like you can.
I mean, it's like that scene from the movie, right? Where when they're in the camp, Kushal, and Anupam Kher keeps saying to his kids, "कि अभी जाएंगे ना वापस जब कश्मीर, तो फिर वहाँ पर ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे." He keeps talking about that they're going to return in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And see, you cannot return there. Even right now, the real healing will only happen when there is some sort of. I have always believed that there should be look, I don't know how to say it. I just don't see Kashmiri Hindus and Kashmiri Muslims living in an equal society where there is no real threat perception on the Kashmiri Hindus. And
Yeah.
if that is the case, then you will have to carve out communities within that land of Kashmir and give it to Hindus. And
You
and
have to make settler movements a la Israel.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not
Arm
only
them,
that,
arm them
arm
to
them
the
and
teeth.
yeah,
Seize the extra land required. There needs to be a restitution act, because the Roshni Act was the second this thing. You know what the Roshni Act was? No? They were basically said that anybody who hasn't paid their electricity bill is having their land seized.
Wow.
So if then they'd abandoned their land,
Yeah.
if they hadn't sold it because they had not paid electricity bill, electricity bill paying is more important. And mind you, all the parties went along with it.
Yeah.
The people who passed the Roshni bill need to be pulled out of their bloody houses and whacked.
The harder, more difficult problem to handle is those people that, that move around in liberal circles in Khan market, that call themselves liberals, that wear a cocktail dress, while at the same time they want girls in Karnataka to be in hijab forever. It's those people who go on Instagram and they'll tweet 16-year-olds. But at the same time, these are the same people who will support those Islamists who want to chop off people's heads because those people want to question their religious beliefs. That's the more serious problem, and I think you captured it really well in your article. Yeah, those are the people jinke khilaf, I think this Jan Sailab or whatever you call this that has happened against, in favor of Kashmir Files. It is those people who are shrieking and shouting the loudest, even in the Kashmir Files thing, even during the hijab judgment. दोनों के समय में सबसे ज्यादा वही लोग चीख चिल्ला रहे थे. Because
do you
they're afraid
realize
of losing
one
that
thing?
captive audience.
I want you to go to Rana Ayub's timeline. That ever since she started tweeting against Kashmir Files, look at the ratios she's getting.
Oh, of course.
People aren't retweeting her.
Yeah.
There are more people answering her and quote tweeting her. She's not getting the normal support that she gets.
Yeah.
Right? In spite of that, I mean, imagine a woman so filled with hate. This is a woman who was clearly breastfed cobra venom by her mother.
I've never heard
I mean, such mein bol raha hu.
analogy
There was no amniotic fluid inside her mother's womb.
Oh my God.
There was only scorpion venom.
Yeah.
And she was breastfed cobra venom.
Cobra venom. Yeah.